Ladies and gentlemen of the professional wrestling community, hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. My name is Reece Cole. I am joined by Mr. James Matthews, and of course, this is the COLEYMANIA podcast. James, how are you, sir?
Word life. How are we doing? You all right?
All good, man. All good. We are battling on. We are battling on. We are still here. The ongoing global pandemic will not defeat this podcast.
It's the Rona special.
It is the Coley Rona special, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to discuss Clash of Champions today. We're also going to talk NXT TakeOver 31 and our predictions for that. We have got some questions to finish off the pod. Another hit from Mr. Daniel Radanovic for the list of Radan. And more importantly, I am very, very excited, as I know James is as well. We are going to fantasy book Wrestlemania 37.
Woo!
I cannot wait for that. Let's dive straight in with Clash of Champions. We're a few days removed from that. We'll give a quick rundown of the results and then we'll talk about it a little bit more at length. On the pre-show, we saw Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro successfully retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles with a win over the Lucha House Party. Sami Zayn won quite possibly the most epic ladder match in history when defeating Jeff Hardy.
The return.
Matt Hardy. The return of Matt Hardy. Spoiler alert there. Jeff Hardy, of course, and AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. Asuka defeated Zelina Vega for the Raw Women's title. Lashley retained with the worst finisher in WWE right now over Apollo Crews to keep his US title. The Street Profits retained the tag team titles with what many people are calling a botched finish, of which we now know was an injury to Angel Garza. Asuka then popped up again when defeating Bayley via disqualification, which saw the return of the boss, Sasha Banks. Drew McIntyre was helped by the cast of WWE Legends House to beat Randy Orton. And Roman Reigns destroyed Jey Uso. I feel like there's only one place to start with Clash of Champions. It's got to be that ladder match.
That ladder match was honestly my favourite match of the year. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm sure somebody will probably tweet us going, "What about this?"
Yeah.
Go, "Oh yeah, that was great as well." But you know, the Rona year has struck wrestling pretty hard, and I don't think we've seen a match of that quality this year.
Yes.
I mean, the Royal Rumble was absolutely fantastic, but the Rumble always is. I honestly can't think of a match off the top of my head that was better than that. For three guys I said to you, didn't I, that three guys literally killed themselves with 20 people watching in the building. They were acting like as if it was a sellout crowd in Chicago or New York, like 40,000 people screaming. It was just brilliant. And it was nice to see Sami Zayn wrestle again and not just be a manager coming in and stopping people or running away from Daniel Bryan. It was for me, it was one of the best matches.
I think, WWE has, apart from the cinematic matches, there's a lot of people talking about AEW being, like it's all spot monkeys and it's full of spot fests. And I think the thing what WWE do really well, which is a rare bit of WWE praise I'm going to give them here, is the matches like this, they pick the spots incredibly well. You've got to look at, if you're talking about it being a possible match of the year, I can't say you're wrong. It's got to be up there. But when you look at the other matches from WWE that are up there with it, the North American title ladder match from TakeOver 30 was a banger.
I knew you'd bring.
Do you know what I mean? They know exactly what they're doing. Jeff Hardy taking that bump off the top of that tall ladder took me back to being a kid towards the end of like the Attitude Era. You're looking at the famous one on Bubba Ray Dudley, which is on the Creed My Sacrifice video that everybody loves. Steve Chambers, Sam Lord, shout to you boys, because we watch that every time. It brought it all back for me. It was incredible. And I think Sami Zayn, a lot of people may have thought that Zayn, they were putting the title on somebody else because he chose to take time away from the company. You know, the man's done that to protect his family. So I think for him to come back and, you know, get the belt in the style that he did, in that just bastard heel way that he did it, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It was, you know, it was definitely the match of the night for me. Definitely match of the night for me. And up there with match of the year. And I think when we come into December and we do the COLEYMANIA awards and we look for match of the year, there's going to be some arguments there over what's going to win it. I think there's going to be some bangers. I mean, they do mean a lot, you know. I mean, I expect we'll get some messages from the wrestlers when they accept their awards and things like that. You know, they will do. It's one of those things. Looking through the rest of the card, I mean, let's talk Roman Reigns.
He just killed his own cousin
with Paul.
It was brutal.
There was death there, wasn't there?
It was just so strange to see Roman, who's been this. I know he's a heel now, and I get it, and I think it's brilliant. I think it's one of the best things that they've done for him. I like the way that he is a heel, but he's not a complete bastard. He's just, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to beat the shit out of you all, and I'm going to prove that I'm the best and that I am. And he's going to do it in a way that he is going to hurt people, but not actually hurt them. He's not like Nia Jax, where he's going to hurt people. He's just this bastard heel who's just going to beat everybody up. And I think the best thing they could have done is they did it with the Bloodline, where he beat the shit out of Jay.
Yes, Jay's beat Jay.
Yeah. So that's really bad. But yeah, I think it was fantastic. I actually really enjoyed this pay-per-view. I think this is one of the better pay-per-views of the year, to say that there wasn't a mass amount of build to it.
No, there wasn't. It came out of the blue, and I mean, we're only 4 weeks away from Hell in a Cell now as well.
Yeah, the most unnecessary pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah.
I don't understand. We'll get into Hell in a Cell when we do Hell in a Cell predictions in a couple of weeks or whatever, whenever we do it. But yeah, I think it was brilliant. Reigns as a heel gets a thumbs up from me. I think he's brilliant. Yeah.
I do. I think it's going to work really well. We've actually got a question that's been thrown to us that we'll get to a little bit later on, which I think it'll tie into our WrestleMania fantasy card as well, which will be really good. I don't really want to. The tag team title matches on both sides. I do feel that the tag team division in WWE at the minute needs a little bit of a reset. I struggle to see where the tag teams are going to come from. I think that there's a couple of options, maybe down in NXT, but I think it's got to be done the right way. I'm as awful as this sounds. You never wish an injury on a wrestler. I think Angel Garza is incredible as well, and I'm looking forward to maybe him coming back and him feuding with Andrade, because I think that they'll put on some bangers. But I'm sick and tired.
Some time away for him.
Yeah, of course it is. I'm sick and tired of seeing the Street Profits and Garza and Andrade.
Yeah.
I'm sick. It was like the Bar against the Usos. That kept happening. And I got sick of that.
Good. The difference is those were good.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, fair dues.
But it doesn't help, I don't think, WWE's division at the moment, that obviously the Revival have gone. And they're doing great things in AEW. They're fantastic. They're so good over there. The Usos, obviously, one of them's dead and one of them's injured.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot we can do about that.
There's a lot of difficulties there. The New Day are all injured, apart from Big E.
Apart from Big E. The Viking Raiders. Ivar.
One of them is injured. Ivar is injured, yeah. He's had to have surgery. So now,
that's three fantastic tag teams who all could say that they could be champions at any point, and you wouldn't even be cross about it. I've no issue with the Street Profits. I think Cesaro and Nakamura, I just feel sorry for Cesaro, because it's just, sorry, mate, we don't know what to do with you. Here's another tag team. Go and be good doing that for a year. Him and Sheamus are great, and now Nakamura. I think it'd be good for Nakamura. But they're going to just end up throwing some tag teams together, I think, because the division
they are
something. And realistically, the Forgotten Sons shouldn't be anywhere near the main roster or in the company. Fuck Jackson Ryder.
Yeah, fuck Jackson Riker.
Apart from that, there's Undisputed Era, but let's not talk about them yet. I've got some stuff We'll talk about
I've got some stuff for them as well.
Yeah, I think that the tag team division is just wank.
It is. There's no one there, and even you look at the NXT tag team division now, and I think they're going to have to do something really, really clever with NXT. I would like to see them do something with the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Yeah,
I think that they could do something there. But we'll push. We'll quickly touch on Drew McIntyre being helped by all the legends to retain his WWE title. Unfortunately, we now know from seeing on Monday Night Raw that that's not going to be the end of that feud. Which
that was going to Hell in a Cell, regardless. I think that.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Although Randy Orton's Splinter Cell wasn't needed.
Splinter Cell Randy. I like Splinter Cell Randy Orton.
No, just so unnecessary. Surely you'd be able to see Ric Flair's hair in the dark and just go, oh, back to there, just that.
Definitely. I'm a bit upset that, they've gone with Hell in a Cell. For me, again, Vince, I know you listen to this, the creative struggling at the minute. Cancel Hell in a Cell, book Halloween Havoc, and have Randy Orton come out to face Drew McIntyre as one of the Ghostbusters. Or it could just be he could be a Ghostbuster, and he could, Ric Flair could be like Slimer, and they could let's just have him eliminating legends.
Big Show could be the big puffer man.
Yes, the puff pastry guy.
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
this is brilliant.
Book it.
Book it, Vince. Anything else you want to touch on from Clash of Champions before we run into NXT TakeOver 31?
Just quickly on Bayley and Banks.
Oh, of course.
Bayley came back. Great. Good. No, I was at Bayley. Banks. Fucking hell. Banks came back.
Sasha. It's fine.
So yeah, Banks coming back. That was cool. I just think it was a bit early. I'd like to have seen her be away for a little bit longer because I don't know when they're going to drag this out till. I have a feeling it's going to be till next year.
Yes, I do, for the sake of my WrestleMania predictions.
For the sake of my WrestleMania predictions, it's also going to be that. Yeah, because they're going to do Survivor Series. They're going to do Raw, SmackDown, NXT again.
Brand warfare,
because everybody cares who's the best brand. It's NXT.
It's NXT.
They're not going to do it at Hell in a Cell because if they do, I think they're wasting it. Hugely.
I think they will do. I think it'll main event Hell in a Cell, and I think that Bayley will win. I've got it runs into my theory. I've got a bit of a theory to run into that runs into my WrestleMania, so I'll get onto that when we talk about it.
And then, so I think if they do it, then I think they're rushing it. But I kind of, in my head, I've just worked out what your theory might be. But I think we've got the same theory. Anyway.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Otherwise, Clash of Champions was decent. I think it was one of the better specials.
Yeah. Definitely a thumbs up pay-per-view. Yeah. Definitely a thumbs up.
Shit's all over Payback.
Yeah, it's Payback though, isn't it? Payback. I'm not. As soon as Payback. Yeah, I'm not watching.
It's nearly as bad as Cyber Sunday and Taboo Tuesday were.
Oh no! WWE Roadblock.
End of the line. 2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours. End of the line. Where did Samoa Joe get leathered? Great Balls of Fire.
Goodness gracious! The fucking worst name for a pay-per-view.
Oh, Great Balls of Fire. Swiftly moving on from Great Balls of Fire. Fire pay-per-views.
Another
NXT TakeOver 31. NXT TakeOver 31. So at time of recording, that pay-per-view is this Sunday. The card looks a little bit light for me. We've got, 5 matches on there? We've got Santos Escobar. We've got Santos Escobar defending his NXT Cruiserweight title against friend of the channel, Isaiah Swerve Scott, whose birthday it was yesterday. Happy birthday, legend. Kushida against, I'm not even going to say his name. We'll just do this now. Kushida's going to leather him because this man has still got a contract.
I hope it's
still
more brutal than Reigns versus Uso.
Yeah, I just want Kushida to literally snap his arm.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Both arms.
Damian Priest will defend his NXT North American title against Johnny Gargano. Io Shirai will defend her NXT Women's title against Candice LeRae. And Finn Balor against Kyle O'Reilly will be a banger for the NXT title. I'll start off for me. I mean, my predictions, I think they're gonna be a bit of a hard reset here with a shock. I'm saying that Swerve goes over and becomes the NXT Cruiserweight champion. As I said, I think Kushida will win his match. The match that I think they kind of teased on NXT last night, I do think it'll probably get announced for the pre-show. I think we're going to get Cameron Grimes against Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland, a.k.a. the UK's own once folded Reese Cole like a Dexter, Luke Menzies. Seems to be getting a hella push right now. So I think to see Ridge against Cameron Grimes on the pre-show will be good. I do think Cameron Grimes will go over there, though. I think Gargano and LeRae will both cheat and they will both become champions. I think Shirai's time at the top of the NXT women's roster is going to come to an end. I do, however, think that Finn Balor will retain over Kyle O'Reilly. People are talking about a big possible turn and Adam Cole maybe turning on O'Reilly. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think Adam Cole will have some involvement, but I don't think he's going to turn on Kyle O'Reilly. They're my predictions. If you got some predictions for me, sir.
Yeah, I think this card's a bit too predictable. I think there's definitely going to be a huge swerve in there somewhere. I think you're right. I think Kushida must kill. He must not be named.
Yes.
Should kill him.
In fact, no. Do you know what? I'm going to say it. Fuck Velveteen Dream.
Fuck the Velveteen Dream. Fuck, yeah, cunt. There's a little bit of me that thinks that the WWE might just try and brush this under and let him win, but Kushida should win that.
Yes.
Santos Escobar, I think, is going to retain.
Okay.
I honestly think he's going to retain. I think Swerve Scott's still got some time. I don't think that's over. I think that might carry on to the takeover in December. Do you think is the next one planned?
Takeover. Yeah, they won't do anything for Survivor Series, so you'd think.
No, because War Games
unless it depends.
Killed them last time, didn't it?
No, they will. We'll have War Games. They're going to give us War Games.
They've said there's not one till December.
Ah, right. So maybe they're going to move War Games till December then, possibly.
Maybe, because I think War Games going into Survivor Series, you could tell that the NXT roster was just dead. Because Adam Cole did die last year.
Yeah, he did. I forgot Adam Cole died.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Because Britt Baker was dead watching it in the crowd. You could just see her face just a lot sucked out of her.
Yes.
I love War Games. It was brilliant. Damian Priest and Gargano, I think Priest should win, but there's a little bit of me that way you said about how Gargano and Candice LeRae might have both titles.
Yeah, a bit of a power couple angle. I can see that happening.
But then again, I don't think Io Shirai's time is up because I think there's another NXT lady who's going to take it off her soon. Mercedes.
Do you think Mercedes Martinez is going to take it? Okay.
Because I think her and Rhea Ripley have still got some shit to get done.
And I don't know.
I want to see them go at it.
I like how Mercedes Martinez and Mia Yim currently on Twitter are still tweeting from their own personal Twitter accounts and talking about NXT, but then also tweeting from their Retribution accounts because they're definitely different people.
Two different people. I miss Dijakovic, I miss him in NXT. Fuck Retribution.
Yeah. Fuck Retribution. Fuck T-Bar, Slapjack, Mace,
well, honestly,
Retaliation.
Whenever I read these names, because I didn't watch Raw, because I just can't at the moment. I read about the names and I was like, this is a piss take. This is from a 90s cartoon, this is not real. But
when I saw him in these new masks, I automatically felt Biker Mice from Mars.
That was the one that I was thinking of. Like, what the fuck is this? This is the worst thing ever.
But now, goddamn coronavirus has taken them off TV for 2 weeks.
2 whole weeks, they can't get Retribution. Finally, I think Finn Balor's going to retain, but I think it's going to be great. I don't see Balor's not losing that title anytime soon. No, he's not. The NXT mystery superstar that we have seen teased over the last 2 weeks, seen some nice vignettes.
People online, the online wrestling community, everybody's pointing in the direction of Bo Dallas. Please don't do that to me.
Why?
Please. No.
He was
No.
in NXT before he went to the main roster, but he was Bo leaving and everything. He was fantastic.
I can't. Can you?
A mate of mine, I bought the Bo Lee t-shirt just to piss him off. I spent 28 quid on that bastard. And it annoyed him so much, I wore it every single time I went to his.
I can't see. You're positioning Kyle O'Reilly now, and you can see Kyle O'Reilly as a credible threat to Finn Balor. That little segment that they did, the little segment that they did last night on NXT, what Shawn Michaels hosted, made me believe that Kyle O'Reilly's got a shot.
Well, then they've done the job. But
yeah, not with Bo Dallas, mate. Bo Dallas is... I'm never going to believe that Bo Dallas can beat Finn Balor.
But Bo Dallas has already been NXT champion.
He has.
He was the longest reign until Finn Balor took it off him. So what's Bo Dallas want to do? I want to take it off you. Yeah. Reign again.
Yeah, all right. There's storyline there.
Leaving him and he'll do it.
Oh, no. I mean, I struggle to think who it could be. I want to say that...
I mean, there was talk of James Storm.
But he's not held a title in NXT. Whoever this person is, I'd like it to be. I've got two. I want to go with either Shayna Baszler or Ember Moon. But then Ember Moon could come back and go for it.
She was brilliant.
I could see it maybe being Ember. The only issue is with Shayna. She's obviously, they've got the women's tag team titles at the minute until Nia Jax tags her in too hard and breaks her wrist. My other one, the person who I would like it to be the most, but again, there's a reason why. Man, I'd love it to be Nakamura. Nakamura going back to NXT with his old entrance theme, let him get close to the title, and then Karrion Kross come back, and then gimme Karrion Kross against Nakamura for the NXT title. Give me that.
Talk out of each other for half an hour.
Oh my God.
In front of 18,000 fans who've not seen live wrestling for a year.
And they get Karrion Kross against Nakamura.
Yeah.
Oh, that is incredible. I'm going to, I want to touch on something before we swing into a little bit of an ad break, because the second part of this pod is going to be huge. The WWE draft has been announced.
Yay!
It's going to be spread over 2 nights. I would like from you, sir, let's have 3 names. 3 names that you want to see go from Raw to SmackDown and the other way around. Or, in fact, just give me 3 names that you want to see go anywhere.
I want Styles back on Raw.
Styles to Raw, okay.
And because he's not going to go against Roman Reigns, because they're not going to do that. They won't give us nice things. We can't have face Styles. No. We can't have nice things.
No, we cannot.
Send him over to Raw. Let him go up against whoever the US star, Bobby Lashley. Yeah, that might be all right. Don't kill him, Bobby. And I think just tag teams just need to be switched around. I think it'd be nice to see the tag team champions themselves get swapped. So Cesaro and Nakamura go to Raw, and the Street Profits go over to SmackDown. Gives it a whole new set of matchups. Yeah. That would be my ideal thing, because the tag team is where it really needs sorting at the moment. And I really think AJ Styles is brilliant, so he needs to do better things.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. I mean, for me, personally, I want to see Sasha Banks come to Raw. I want to see Sasha on Raw, mainly because it feeds into what I need from that. I want to see selfish reasons only, but yeah, let's bring Sasha to Raw. I also want to see The Miz come to Raw. I think The Miz is... Do you know what? The Miz gets a lot of stick, but he's so damn underrated.
He is.
Let's bring The Miz...
The Miz being WWE champion again.
Bring Miz to Raw and put him in that title picture. It'd be a credible challenger for Drew McIntyre at the minute while they're still building him as a top guy. As would Styles, yeah, 100%. I'd love the matches I would love to see. And then the last one, I'd like to see Keith Lee go to SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Send him to SmackDown.
I'm good with
Keith
that
Lee
one.
to SmackDown. So, before we go any further in this podcast and we fly into the WrestleMania 37 predictions, I'm going to throw it over to another one of our presenters from the TT Wild Network to tell you a little bit more about their pods and what we're all about.
Hi, I'm Matt and this is Matt. We're both 30-somethings and we're fighting the good fight against constant threats of incoming midlife crisis. If you're in the same boat, or if you just enjoy other people's confusion and suffering, why not get involved? Join us as we stumble through the big questions like, why do my hangovers last a week now? And how music's been getting steadily worse since I was 20 years old, and that is a stone cold fact.
But that's not it. We want you to get involved. Why not get in touch? You might be able to suggest a topic of discussion, if you have any worries about ageing, or any funny stories that you have related to turning 30. You can email us at thatthingyouLikeUK@gmail.com or at any of the links below.
Find the What's My Head Again podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
And we are back, part 2 of the COLEYMANIA, Coronavirus special. Myself and James Matthews. And now, the part that we have all been waiting for. It is time for WrestleMania 37 fantasy card predictions. How do you want to do this, buddy? Do you want to go match for match, or do you want to give me your card? Or
We'll do match for match. If we start off with the Battle Royals.
I'm good with that. I've got them at the top of my list.
They are the pre-show premier matches.
Yes.
And then we'll go match for match after that.
Yeah, we'll go match for match. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. This is wonderful. This is live podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. So, the pre-show, let's kick off with the Women's Battle Royal. What can I say? I am a hopeless romantic, and it will give away both of the answers. But for me, the winner of the Women's Battle Royal, it's got to be Mandy Rose, man. Give it Mandy Rose.
You know what?
Mandy Rose.
This sounds really bad, but for both of these battle royals, I genuinely put, I don't care, and does it even matter? Genuinely. No. So that was me being just a pessimist and just thinking this is deep.
Okay.
But the battle royals, they don't mean anything. They never have.
No, they don't.
They don't. What is wrong with meaning that they get as a number one contenders battle royal? Instead of getting this really shit trophy that doesn't mean anything. I mean, Mojo Rawley's won it. What they didn't get from it? Baron Corbin's won it. Big Show, Cesaro. They didn't get anything from it.
No.
I couldn't even tell you who won the women's one because it's not even called the May. Was it Mae Young? They don't even call it.
No, the fabulous Moolah.
They can't call it that. Which, in all fairness,
who won that last year?
It's what I mean. Was it not Naomi?
Yes. Naomi won it last year. But then, it was Naomi. Naomi's won it. Carmella's won it.
I think that's it.
Is it just Naomi and Carmella?
I think it was only two.
Right, okay.
Let us know if there's any more.
If there is any more. There we go. And then for the men's, I've gone Otis.
Yeah.
I've just Mandy and Otis. Give him a little WrestleMania. I am WrestleMania moment heavy in my predictions. I've got some WrestleMania moments that I want to see, and I want to see Mandy and Otis posing with just Otis with Mandy in his arms, both trophies. Feed me that for WrestleMania. That's what I want to see.
If you're going to go down that route, I'll go with the comedy aspect. For the men's one, I'd like R-Truth to win and for him to claim that it's the main event of WrestleMania. I just think that'd be funny. If it's not going to mean anything, then let's make it a comedy thing. Let's take the piss out of it if it doesn't mean anything. If they're going to turn it where the winner gets a title shot at Extreme Rules coming on the network in an hour, because we don't wait for pay-per-views anymore. I think that'd just be better.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, I'll give you that. If they give it some type of meaning, it'd be a lot more worth it. Definitely.
They'd probably get off the pre-show in that way as well.
Yeah, it would. It really would. So if they're going to give the men's one, so you've got R-Truth. The women, who would you give that to? Carmella. There you go. Carmella, who's definitely just been rebranded. There we go. The rebranded Carmella. So let's hit the main card up.
Where do you want to go with this? How many matches did you have in total? Take out the Battle Royals.
So I have got, for the main card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 11 matches on my main card. I've not put a 24/7 title match on there.
No.
Mainly because I feel that will just change hands between several people. In fact, let's touch 24/7 title. Let's go with that. I feel like the amount of celebrity hosts and the celebrities that are there and the legends and everything. I actually tweeted this out today. R-Truth, he lost and then regained the title on Raw and became a 41-time 24/7 champion. So I want to see throughout the rest of the year and then multiple title changes on the day, which WWE will like, because they do that thing where every 3 hours on the network, they do like a little presser and you get to speak like little bits of a pre-show throughout the day. I want to see R-Truth lose and regain the title to people like, I want to see Pitbull backstage. I want Pitbull to win it. Vince has got to get a run at it as well. Jerry Lawler will probably win it. I don't know. Trish Stratus, Kelly. I want R-Truth to regain the title at some stage in the center of the ring at WrestleMania and become a 100-time 24/7 champion. Because that'll just be fucking incredible.
It would.
Give me a 100-time 24/7 champion and R-Truth regains it in the ring. That's what my prediction is for the 24/7 title.
Yeah, no, I'm down with that. I mean, anything that R-Truth does, I think, is funny. I just think he's great. He's literally the most... It will turn something that is shit to great. This 24/7 title has been ridiculous, and I think that without R-Truth, it'd be even worse.
Yeah.
I think that him doing it's just great. It would be... I quite like the idea of him running around the stadium trying to chase, like, Gronk, for example, because I'm sure Gronk will make an appearance.
Gronk will show up. Yeah, Gronk will show up.
So imagine
it's in Hollywood as well.
So professional footballer around this Hollywood Bowl or whatever it is next year.
Yes.
I think that'd be quite funny, trying to chase like a footballer, and he'll stop halfway and he'll see a load of legends. Like you'll just see like Gerald Briscoe and all them stood there like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I'm feeling
it. If you could recreate WrestleMania 17 where they get on the golf cart and go around the arena as well, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Just don't let Raven go into the power lines.
Yeah, no. So we've touched 24/7 title. Give me a title. Give me a title match, sir.
All right, we'll go with the women's tag.
Okay. For the women's tag team title match, I have got the defending champions, the Riot Squad, who will be the champions going into WrestleMania. How? I don't know. I didn't think that through. But they will be the champions going into WrestleMania, but they will lose their titles at WrestleMania to the tag team that we wanted to see originally and the tag team that we will get by the time WrestleMania comes around, Asuka and Io Shirai will be the women's tag team champions. I feel that Io will be moved up to the main roster, probably around Royal Rumble time. I picked she may debut. She may have a hit in the Rumble and then come up from the once she's lost the NXT Women's Championship. But I'm going the Riot Squad to lose their women's tag team titles against Asuka and Io Shirai.
Okay. So I've got the Iconics as defending champions because they can't not have them two together.
No, they've got to bring them back, haven't they?
Yeah, they've just got to. And then I couldn't honestly think of a challenger, but now you said the Riot Squad, I'm kind of thinking of that. But I also kind of think that Mandy might have a tag team partner because there's this woman who's been advertised on SmackDown.
Yes, definitely Carmella.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's going to be like her and Mandy or something as like the two blondes. You know what I mean? Like the stereotypical WWE. Oh, she's blonde. Is she? Well, that's good. Well, we'll push her. So I think it could be something like that. Yeah.
I'll take that. I think Mandy Rose is forever improving in the ring. Carmella, her turnaround was also incredible. And I think, do you know what? Why not? Carmella has been stuck on SmackDown for a while. I think they'll rebrand her, have her dominate the division, and then I think they'll switch her in the draft.
Yeah.
Or I think they're teasing her on SmackDown, and she'll just get drafted straight to Raw.
Yeah. I just want to see the Iconics as tag champs have a proper run, to be honest.
Oh, Iconic.
That tag division was made for them too.
Yeah.
And now you split them up. So, but yeah, I say that it'll be some match somewhere that'll happen. And it'll be, I've not got a partner. And then all of a sudden, the other one will come out and go, no, I'll be your partner. And then they win the titles.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? We'll go with that. We'll take you on that one. I want that one. I want that match over mine. We'll go with that. I like that. I'm going to stick with tag titles, though.
Okay.
And I'm going to go SmackDown tag team titles. What's your matchup for that, sir?
So as I said earlier, I still think Cesaro and Nakamura have got a long way to go. I don't see them breaking up. I think they're going to hold on to that just as long as the Bar. They might lose it at their pay-per-view and then win it back at the next one because the Bar were really good at that.
Yes.
And I think they will face the team of Mr. Kyle O'Reilly and Mr. Bobby Fish. Because I have a strong belief that the Undisputed Era are going to get called up and they're going to go to SmackDown. Because if you put them on Raw, that means they have to fight Retribution, and nobody wants that. Nobody fucking wants that. I just want the Undisputed Era to go to SmackDown and beat the living shit out of people.
Okay. Oh, listen, I can't fault you for that. Well, I mean, there is one big fault in that, and that's because I've got them on Raw. So it's my SmackDown Tag Team title match will be Xavier Woods and Mr. Kofi Kingston back as the New Day. I feel that they will be the team to beat Nakamura and Cesaro. And I do think that it will signal the end of the New Day when they drop the SmackDown Tag Team titles to the Street Profits. Okay. I think the chemistry that them four guys have put together in the ring would be awesome.
You can't have that one because I've got the Street Profits on Raw. Right,
there we go. So I do feel that they will move over to SmackDown. And I think the Street Profits will take the SmackDown Tag Team titles off of the New Day because, of course, they want the smoke.
I do also realise that my draft, what I said earlier, doesn't matter now because my WrestleMania predictions actually overrule my draft. So just forget what I said earlier in the podcast. It was all a lie.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
A match from you, sir.
We'll stick with tag teams because, tag teams are fun. The Raw tag team match.
Yes. For me, I have got the newly aligned and on Monday Night Raw big faction that are taking over there because, honestly, for me, Retribution will be gone by WrestleMania anyway. So John Cena will probably come back and banish him like he did Nexus. But good. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
I think the Bloodline will be ruling heavy on Monday Night Raw. And the Usos will be the tag champions. And they will defend the tag team titles against Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era. And I think that the Undisputed Era as faces against the Bloodline as heels will be something that probably maybe we get a little bit of at the Royal Rumble and then transpires to move forward. So for me, I've got the Undisputed Era against the Usos for the Raw tag team titles.
So I've got the Usos as well because I think they're one of the best tag teams in the company.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to go up against the Street Profits.
There we go. A match I wouldn't mind seeing, yeah.
I just think that'd be good. I just think that's the race. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Heels on that as well because they should be heels because they're better as heels.
Yeah, they are better as heels. They are a lot better as heels. I'm going to throw in. I've actually got 3 wild card matches
3.
All 3 of them they're all non-title matches. I'm going to go with one of them, and my wild card match that I'm going to throw in is Edge versus Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Edge versus Seth. I feel that Edge will get a WrestleMania match. I think Seth and Edge have just this Monday Night Messiah gimmick. I think Edge will have moved on from his Randy Orton feud. I think that'll be left because Randy Orton's going to have his hands full with somebody else later on in the card. I just think that Edge and Rollins would be a banger, and I think the build to it would be amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see Edge and Rollins. I will throw it over to you, sir, for your next wild card.
So my wild card also includes Seth Rollins, because I don't believe that he's going to be in a title picture. I think that he needs a bit of time away from a title picture now.
I agree with that.
My prediction is that he will be facing the man who's going to one last match to do one last WrestleMania, and it's going to be The Undertaker. Because I genuinely think that The Undertaker is happy with how it all ended, but there wasn't a crowd. There was no one there for the end of the match, because Rollins will win that match. Taker doesn't need to win. Yeah. Taker doesn't need to win. And it will be, Taker will say, this is my last match. That this is it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm too old. I'm too beaten up. And I think it'll be the Taker that we saw in the lead up to Mania, where it's like the biker, real Taker, not the dead man. And I think that Rollins will be the Messiah, saying, "Oh, well, if you follow me, I'll help you." Blah blah blah. And I think it just builds itself where the Undertaker has that last big match, and I think it'll be the nice send off. Thank you, Taker. He'll lose, and he'll just go on the motorbike and fuck off up the 12-mile stage.
Honestly, dude, I can't fault you. I cannot fault you. I think that's a good shout. I've got the Undertaker doing something else a little bit later on, which feeds into something that we might be able to touch on.
I was honestly so close to putting Taker and Cena. I was so close to doing it, because they never got the proper match they should have done, because they ran out of time, because Taker let them know, like on the last ride, he said, I'll let them know like 4 weeks before Mania. So they were never going to get the 20-25 minutes they should have had. But I honestly, I think Undertaker and Rollins would just be a great send-off.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely, mate. I'm going to go with, it's your show, actually. It's your show. Where are we going? Take us on an adventure.
So we'll go with the Raw Women's title.
The Raw Women's title.
Yes.
Well, do you know what? I'm not scared of saying this. I've actually got this as my main event of the evening.
Oh wow!
Based upon, I feel like we're going to get an undisputed women's title match.
Okay.
And I think we'll see Sasha Banks as the Raw Women's Champion against Bayley as the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Okay.
I think that Sasha is going to go on a horrendous losing streak against Bayley. She's going to lose at Hell in a Cell. She will then have another match. Probably, I don't want it to be at the Rumble. Whatever the December pay-per-view is.
TLC in December.
TLC. So at TLC, she'll lose again, and she'll be told that if she loses that match, that she's not allowed to challenge for the title again. Is one possibility. I also think she may lose the match and go to Raw. When she goes to Raw, she will win the Raw Women's Championship, but she will also win the Royal Rumble. And that is how she will get Bayley. And I think that Sasha will have this moment where I think we'll get a Charlotte Flair return in the Royal Rumble as well. But I think Sasha will win it. And I think she'll have this moment where she finally gets her chance in the spotlight on the grand stage until she is a little bit like Ronda when Ronda debuted. But I think we will get Becky Lynch stood on the ramp, stirring her down. And that will be a build probably, and I don't think we'll get that match till SummerSlam. But I do think we'll get a unification, and I think Sasha Banks will be the man.
I'm not opposed to it. I just don't think we'll see Becky back at that point.
Possible.
I don't know. I don't obviously know when I noticed I don't know what she'll do with the baby. Obviously, she's having the baby, but I don't know. I don't know when she's due. So I don't know if she'll come back even at all.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of the unification. I think that the women's division, if they're going to unify it, they need to have a women's equivalent of the Intercontinental. So there's like a second
give her a mid-card title.
Yeah, there needs to be a mid-card. Otherwise, it's just not going to be as good.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I worry though when it comes to what god awful name would they give it?
Just
give call it something awful.
Belt. Just bring that back. No, so
while we're on this, let's. I mean, I've got a unification, so let's get your Raw and Women's SmackDown tags. Let's get both title matches out of the way then.
So SmackDown, I'm going to have Bayley versus Sasha, because I think Sasha is going to win the Royal Rumble. Yeah, and I think she will just challenge Bayley because that just makes the most sense. Somehow they will manage to make this storyline last longer. Whether she does go to Raw in this draft, and then when she wins the Rumble, she goes, "No, I don't really care about this Raw brand. I just want to beat the shit out of Bayley." Because that's fine, because that means we get the nice babyface win from Sasha, even though she should be the heel.
Exactly.
Raw, I've got Charlotte as the champion going in, because Vince loves some of Charlotte.
Damn straight.
It was a bit of a... And then I wrote one name down, which I'm thinking it now, going, "Oh, no, that's not going to happen." But that was Tessa Blanchard. But I don't know if she's going to come to WWE. I kind of think she's going to go to AEW.
I don't know. I think Tessa could be. She's talking that this mystery person could be Tessa Blanchard, because she were in the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
So it could be that she feels that she wasn't given a shot there, like from that. I don't know. I'd like to see Tessa in WWE.
I would. And I think her versus Charlotte would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Two of the best women's wrestlers in the world. I think that would be ace. But then the other name I've put on there is Shayna Baszler. Because I would think that Shayna got robbed of a moment last year when it sounds horrible, but if Becky knew she was going away, then I feel like Shayna should have won that match.
Should have got a moment at WrestleMania. She should have got a moment.
And I think that by beating Charlotte, that is her moment. She wins the Raw title. She won't have held the women's title at any point leading up to that. So her beating Charlotte, I think, it's a heel win because I think Baszler has to be the heel in that. But then how do you make Charlotte the face? Well, just don't put her on TV every week. I think that'd be the way to go.
Yeah, no, I can see that. The other one, of course, which neither of us have actually mentioned her, and I want to give her an honourable mention because I think what she's doing on TV right now is incredible. Alexa Bliss in this little twisted turning into the Fiend thing is mega. I want to see her get some crazy little, give her some weird little title run. Maybe her and the Fiend both as champions. I don't know. Wild card number 2.
Yeah.
We touched on it a little bit earlier on. I want a cinematic match between The Undertaker and Sting. And do you know what? I don't even want a winner out of it. Just give me that match. It's going to be weird. It's going to be...
How do you do a cinematic match with 80,000 people there?
Well, they'll just play it. I think they'll just play it out. I think we'll get something a little bit like what they will show on the screens, and then it'll end in the ring with them both just kind of... I'd settle for him not answering a 10 count and just getting up and embracing him. Just this image of Sting and The Undertaker stood at the top of the ramp, both doing the fist thing. Why not? I had to get it's not WrestleMania without The Undertaker.
It's not. You can't.
A very wise person told me that. So I had to get them both on the card, and that was my way. Another wild card from yourself.
So it's not a WrestleMania to me without a Triple H match.
Okay.
Because he's got to have he's got to have an entrance better than everybody else's.
Of course he has.
I want to see him go up against Adam Cole.
Oh.
The father of NXT and his long-loving son of NXT. I think when Undisputed Era go to SmackDown, because that's happening. In my head, that's already happened. They'll go to SmackDown, they'll literally rip people apart. and I somehow will get a Triple H and Adam Cole baby match. And I think it'll be absolutely wonderful to see Triple H take a Panama Sunrise. I think that would just be outstanding.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's a nice little story. The only issue I have with that is that involves a story arc. And we WWE struggle with that type of stuff.
Well, yeah, there
but
is.
Then it's Triple H. Triple H gets
Triple H, and the fact that WWE have one of the best production teams in the world.
Yes.
That they could build something. Just they don't even have to literally have any physical contact on TV at any point. They could literally just have it where it's you're the father of NXT. I was the longest reigning. I was the best NXT champion. I want to know if I can beat the father of NXT, and just let them two just wrestle. Because Adam Cole is one of the safest and best workers in the company. Triple H could easily go into that match not having to be at 100% because of Adam Cole.
Yeah.
And I just think it'd be fun.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with it. Why the hell not? We have got mid-card title madness to discuss. I would like, sir, your prediction for the Intercontinental title.
It's ladder match time, because Mania's got to have a ladder match.
Yes, I've got a ladder match.
Got to have a ladder match. It's a 6-man ladder match.
Hang on, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've also got 6 people on mine. This is going to be interesting.
So I have got Sami Zayn. I have got The Miz. I've got Kevin Owens. I've got Aleister Black. I've got Big E Langston. And I have got Braun Strowman in a ladder match.
Braun in a ladder.
Chaos. With The Miz coming out on top and being the man to hold the Intercontinental title the most times.
Ah, yes, of course, because he's one short of that record. Do you know what? You have just named people like The Miz, Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Kevin Owens. Forgot about them for my Wrestlemania.
Wow.
Yeah, forgot about them. So, my Intercontinental title ladder match. The Intercontinental title has moved to Raw with Sami Zayn. He is the champion, where he defends against Andrade, Big E Langston, Ricochet, Daniel Bryan, and Mr. Roderick Strong.
Oh, okay.
With Big E coming out on top and winning that ladder match and being the only member of the New Day with a title, and it then pushes Big E, he is actually my pick to win. He's my pick to win the Royal Rumble, but it then doesn't make sense when it comes to my title matches later on. But yeah, I've got Big E winning that one. I've got another multi-man match. It's a fatal four-way for the SmackDown's now US title.
This sounds like WrestleMania 34 card where Jinder, Randy Orton, fatal four-way.
The weirdest
yeah,
fatal four-way.
You know whoever else it was.
My fatal four-way pits he will then be the US champion over on SmackDown, Mr. AJ Styles, defending against Bobby Lashley, Matt Riddle, and Finn Balor.
Nice.
Who will have been called up. And I've got Matt Riddle going over in that match. Your US title match, sir.
Mine's just a boring one-on-one. It's just Andrade versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, why? No, but
because
why not?
They never got that proper pay-per-view payoff. Fantastic match.
Yeah.
That their SmackDown match is called for, and I just think that'd be ace. I do have Andrade going over because I feel that if it's getting towards where Rey's going to go to retirement, there has to be a crowd. I think if Andrade beats him, Rey can go retirement, which means that we can get Prince Mysterio, which is where Dominic can come in and be 3 foot taller than his dad. But apart from that,
But yeah, there we go. Why not? Yeah,
I think Andrade and Rey especially deserves a proper Mania match. His one against Samoa Joe last year at 35 was just not enough for me. And I can't remember what he did at 36.
It needs a payoff, man, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my final wildcard match before we then touch on the 2 big title matches.
Yeah.
My final wild card is, and it's I can now answer. We usually do questions at the end, but a question that got put to us by the man himself, Mr. Matthew Carline, was: do you think that the current Roman Reigns storyline is going to set up The Rock versus Roman Reigns? And my final wildcard match for WrestleMania is The Rock against Roman Reigns in a true bloodline massacre, which I think will end with Roman, the Usos, Nia Jax, and Samoa Joe stood over the prone just corpse of The Rock.
Well, you've got to send the fans home happy, haven't you?
I just think that cements the legacy.
I would just be happy if The Rock was never at a Mania again. There's just no need for him. It's when what really pushed me over the edge was when he was, I think it was at 32, when he turned up and he set his name on fire with that flamethrower.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking, what is the point of you actually being here?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want The Rock anywhere to do with it now. I think it's past Rocky time. I honestly do.
So I believe you've got one more wild card there.
Yes. It's the match that should have happened ages ago. It's two MMA dudes beating the living shit out of each other. It's Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley.
Oh.
I just get it over and done with. It's been talked about for so long that these two guys have never had a one-on-one. It doesn't have to be anything great. Just let it be 5 minutes of let it be what Goldberg and Lesnar was at 33. Literally just 5 minutes of just kicking the fuck out of each other. And then, right, that's that done. Right, move on.
Yeah.
Get it over and done with. Lesnar's probably going to go over because it's Lesnar. Because Lesnar
Brock,
just,
innit?
Yeah, it's Brock. And I like Brock, but I just don't want to see him around for a while. But I've no issue with him coming in, beating the shit out of Lashley and going again.
Yeah, fair one. I have got 2 title matches remaining.
I've got
the WWE title. You've got 4 matches. All right.
Because I've got the NXT titles on the Mania card. Because they are not going to do a takeover the day before.
So they're going to need to put them out there. Okay.
So NXT, because it isn't the developmental brand anymore.
No, it's not.
The third brand. So therefore, that brand should be a part of the Royal Rumble of WrestleMania. They're a part of the Royal Rumble. They're a part of Survivor Series.
So they should be part of.
So why not be a part of WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Because
I can roll with this.
Mercedes Martinez versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's title, which I'm happy with. I think that would be great. And then the men's match, I think you get Finn Balor versus the returning Karrion Kross. Because I was doing this where if he was healthy and ready, that it should be Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. Because as much as Kross is going to be a heel, he is going to get cheered.
Yeah, he is.
So you have to literally destroy Finn Balor.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna ride off the back of this now, and I mentioned it earlier on, and he hasn't featured on my card. So give me them 2 entrances. Give me Karrion Kross against Nakamura. Face Nakamura, heel Kross. Nakamura's old entrance music. Give me that for the men's. I'd love to see that at WrestleMania. And then the women's title, I want to see Rhea Ripley and Charlotte again, and I want to see Ripley go over. That's what they'd be my 2 shouts. Obviously injury now, which is really unfortunate. Big shout to Tegan Nox. I hope she makes an incredible recovery and she comes back. I think Tegan Nox would have been an outstanding person to have been in that match with Rhea Ripley as well, and that maybe had it be the other way around there, maybe give Tegan Nox that WrestleMania moment, because I think she deserves it, and I do feel she will get some kind of huge recognition to have now a 3rd ACL tear in 4 years. She's still only 25 years old, or if not, then Rhea Ripley against Tessa Blanchard for the title at Mania. Why not?
Yeah, that'd be good.
So the 2 biggies. I'm gonna start off here with the Universal title.
Yeah.
and it's going to feature The Fiend as the champion, who will go against with, it's not my personal pick for the Rumble, as I think it'll be Big E, but I think the guy who will win the Royal Rumble, Keith Lee. Keith Lee against The Fiend for the Universal title, and Keith Lee wins. It's his first major title on the main roster, and Keith Lee gets the win, and he beats The Fiend.
Yeah. I agree. I do genuinely think Keith Lee is going to win the Royal Rumble.
There we go.
I think that he is that's the guy they're looking at and going, yeah, he's next.
Yeah.
Not in the Goldberg way, but he is the next guy that they're going to push. And I think that Reigns will still be the champion.
Okay.
The heel.
It feed off nicely from the Survivor Series thing last year as well.
Yeah. So, and I think that Keith Lee would be the one, could be the one to take it off him. And I think that, again, that'll just be another hoss match where they just beat the shit out of each other for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's where Reigns is at his best, when he's not having to do a technical match and he's just to throw people around. And I think him and Keith Lee would be great for that. It's Keith Lee. Like, he should be up there on the card. And
of course he should.
So much time from now until Mania to build him to that.
Yeah.
Which is why when you said about him going to SmackDown, I was like, yes, he can go to SmackDown. That is absolutely fine. He can go there.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I like that.
Not dream. I dream about better things than that. But yeah,
it'd be one hell of a match. That would be one hell of a match. The WWE title, sir.
So I've still got Mr. Drew McIntyre as the champion, because I don't really think he's going to lose it until there's crowds, because he hasn't really been given the fair, as we said before. I don't think he's been given the fair whack as champion because there's been nobody there to react to him.
Okay.
And I think he's going to be heel by this point.
Yeah, go with that.
And I think he'll be going up against Mr. AJ Styles, who will be face by then.
Drew against AJ. I think
that would be great.
I'm all about that.
I think that
I am all about that.
Your title?
I've gone for the dawning of a new era. I think Randy Orton will be the WWE champion going into WrestleMania, and he will lose that to Mr. Adam Cole. Adam Cole, baby, at WrestleMania with that title over his shoulder. I don't think we'll get the full undisputed prophecy that we got, but to be able to see, I think it'll be Roderick Strong, who unfortunately hasn't got the job done on the night. But I think the visual of Adam Cole at WrestleMania doing Adam Cole, baby, with that title on his shoulder, he's destined for that role.
He is. He's
destined for that role, and I just think, they're gonna. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of names who I've missed out on this card, and you look back at it, you could probably book a full another WrestleMania with the people who have been missed off both of our cards, really.
Yeah,
I just think Adam Cole Adam Cole's huge, and I do think that he's going to be the next sucks. I don't think Drew is going to be a draw as champion, and I think Adam Cole just prints money.
I just don't think Drew's been given the chance yet. I think Adam Cole was NXT champion. You got to think this was when NXT was in these massive arenas, and he was still in front of these crowds. And Drew had that massive pop when he won the Rumble. People were ready for Drew to be champion.
Yeah, they were.
They were ready for Brock not to be champion, and anybody will do.
Yeah.
But the fact that they got that, I just think that Drew hasn't been given a chance. But I do agree. I think Adam Cole is ready to be the guy, and I think that he does print money because, he'll definitely print merch for them.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. That's WrestleMania cards done, smashed, incredible. And then we touched on the question that we'd received from Mr. Matthew Carline, which means we have got to that part of the show, as we did at the end of the last one. Friend of the channel, Mr. Daniel Radanovic, has been in touch. I mean, it's not Bushwhacker related this week, which is brilliant. But it's actually, I'm still thinking about this. We got this question through just before we started recording. I'm going to be horrendously selfish, and I'm going to put it to you first.
the topic for this Lister Radanovic question is the single standout match that defines a wrestler's career. Now, Dan Radan has held up for this. He's used Triple H as his example, and he feels that the defining match of Triple H's career was his street fight with Cactus Jack at the Royal Rumble in the year 2000.
Okay.
Which is one hell of a match.
Yeah, it's brutal.
So, for me, if I'm gonna, I'll
defining moments as in when we realised they were going to be huge, or defining moments when you knew that they were already the guy.
That one match that's like this, he's the man. That one match that makes you think, shit, he is the man.
Okay. So the defining moment for me, Triple H, is his return before 2003 Royal Rumble, that Madison Square Garden when he's wearing the double denim. Honestly, that is one of the greatest things to watch. It's the ovation, it's him, it's just everything about it is just amazing. But obviously he'd been around for quite a while before then.
Yeah.
I think the smart ass in me wants to say the ladder match at SummerSlam of him and Rock for the IC title from, I want to say, 97.
It is a while back, yeah.
Yeah, I think coming 97. I think that was where they realised that both Rock and Triple H could be massive.
Yeah.
Because obviously Triple H should have won the King of the Ring the year before, but he was naughty and hugged his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Vince. To be fair, we got Austin 316, so I can't really complain.
We did get.
Oh,
it's tough with
Street fight isn't a bad choice when him and Cactus Jack just murder each other.
Yeah.
The whole him and Cactus Jack thing was great because he obviously had the Hell in a Cell the month after.
Yeah.
Where he takes the back body drop through the cage, which I don't think was meant to happen.
I don't think that was meant to happen.
No, I don't think that bit was planned because he got concussed heavily again.
Yeah.
Mick, stop trying to do that to yourself.
Yeah. Listen, man, there's a plethora of Triple H moments. I struggle to argue with that street fight. There's so many Triple H moments. I always think of bad Triple H moments, like why did he go over Goldberg and things like that horrendous Elimination Chamber. The return, the standout return for me, even though he was still the man by this point, when Undertaker came back after he beat Shawn Michaels, and he raised that microphone to speak, and Triple H's music hits, and shit, man, the place goes wild, and he always had that effect, Triple H, I think, on his returns. I also think the side of Triple H that we saw when he roofied Stephanie McMahon and married her.
Yeah, that gets forgotten about. Pretty defining.
That, you know what I mean? It took some balls for the WWE to do a skit like that. And I think you look at some of the skits he's done that are full of bad taste, like the one with Candice Michelle, where they're in the restaurant and he's basically getting sucked off under the table by two women, and they're not saying it, but they're saying it. But I think
Katie Vick, that's the worst.
Oh, Katie Vick,
that is the worst.
Yeah, there's been so many bad moments. Which
honestly, there's Something to Wrestle with, Bruce Pritchard podcast. Yep. They talk about it, and they genuinely did that in a funeral home with a funeral happening next door to them. And you just think, like, what the fuck ever possessed these people to do that? But that goes down on one of the worst moments. I've just been looking down on Triple H. I've just literally just typed in Triple H's best matches.
Yep.
The Rock and him at SummerSlam ladder match came in at number 6.
Okay.
That was 1998. I thought that was 97, but it was 98.
Yeah, only a year out. Nothing wrong with that.
It was around the same time as the DX dresses up as the
The Nation.
Yeah, the Nation. Yeah. Then there's Triple H and Austin versus Jericho and Benoit when he tears his quad.
Was that?
That's 2001.
Yes. Because there's also... That wasn't a TLC match, was it?
That was just a straight-up Raw main event.
Because there was a TLC with Benoit and Jericho tagging.
Yeah, that was TLC.
Never gets talked about.
TLC 3. Because that was on SmackDown randomly. The Shawn Michaels unsanctioned match from SummerSlam 2002.
I remember that match very well.
I remember that one. The Rock versus The Rock, the Iron Man match at Judgment Day when The Undertaker debuts as Biker Taker.
Yes, the American Badass.
Yeah, so that was came in at number 3, but I don't remember that match being that good.
No, I remember it for The Undertaker coming back.
Yeah, I literally remember it's The Undertaker who got The Rock disqualified, so that's why The Rock lost.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from that. I don't remember it being great. Versus Austin, 3 Stages of Hell at No Way Out 2001.
Yep.
That was fantastic. And then number 1 was the Street Fight versus Cactus Jack.
The Street Fight. There you go.
So I think that is the correct answer. From this one website that I've been to, that is what they have put as
Listen, that's it. We'll take it as gospel.
We'll take it.
So, Dan Redan, there you go. We've discussed a few things there for you. And it looks like the internet agrees. And on that finish, which isn't a surprise roll-up, which is a nice change for current wrestling affairs, we're gonna call it at this. We have, we've had a damn good discussion about a lot of things. There is going to be over the next week or so a lot of recording going down. We're going to be touching on some quite questionable things in one of them as well. A quick update on pro wrestling in England. Future Shock, which is our local promotion, are back doing shows. On one of their first shows back, 2 of the incredible performers that we got to speak to regarding pro wrestling in England, speaking out campaign and a multitude of other things. Tonga and Alexis Falcon they actually went toe-to-toe on one of those cards. I believe that they are both in line to be making an appearance in the shows in the middle of October. My isolation period will be done then and I'll be allowed out. Hopefully there's going to be some tickets knocking around and we can get down there and hopefully get a bit of footage with the guys and get a bit of a follow-up because I think that would be incredible. There's going to be some show reviews coming. We're going to do a little bit of a show review from NXT TakeOver 31. And I believe Mr. Matthews is going to be hitting us up very soon with some fantasy bookings of his own.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. As always,
I've got James, 2 that I want to go at.
Let's go on.
I need the vote. I need the votes on the Twitter. Which one do you want?
Let's do that. Let's get that up.
It's either going to be the rebooking of the Summer of Punk.
Okay.
The day of the Pipe Bomb through to the Wrestlemania.
Okay.
Or it's going to be rebooking the Invasion from the Invasion pay-per-view through to the Mania afterwards. So there's about 6 to 8 months between each of booking to do.
Yeah.
So
I like both of those. I like both of those. I'll be happy to hear either. We will get that up over the next day or 2 and we'll get that running over the weekend. And then hopefully by the end of NXT TakeOver 31, we can officially announce which rebooking we are going to do. As always, you can find myself at COLEYMANIA on Twitter, with the same on Instagram. James, where can we find you, sir?
Twitter at James CH Matthews.
This is what we're all about. This is who we are. Of course, we are part of the incredible TTYL network. My thanks to James. My thanks to everybody who has listened. And of course, if you feel like you want to go toe-to-toe with the great one and step in between those ropes, you need to leave it until this isolation period is over, because unless you'll get coronavirus. There you go. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you soon.
Fuck Jim Cornette.
Fuck Jim Cornette.